All right, sorry you guys, I know we stopped in the middle of that last example. So 2/5. Again, I'm multiplying the numerator and the denominator by the same number. So 2 times 2 is 4, 5 times 2 is 10. So 4/10 is the same as 2/5. Okay, now let's check it. If I draw a little diagram over here on the left. All right, notice this top one is broken into 10 pieces, so these are each 1/10 pieces. And the bottom one's broken into 5 pieces, which means each one is a 1/5 piece. Okay, so then let's shade it in. If I'm shading these in, we're going to shade in 2/5. So right here and right here. Okay, and then we're going to shade in 4/10. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice that this amount right here is an equivalent amount because 2/5 and 4/10 are equivalent amounts. Okay, now let's go even further. Let's multiply by something else. How about we don't just multiply by 2? How about we multiply by 5? 4 times 5 is 20, and 10 times 5 is 50. Now, I don't want to draw a shape that's got 50 tiles in it to find the equivalence, but I can trust that because I multiplied both the numerator and the denominator by the same number, that all 3 of these fractions have the same value. They're all the exact same fraction. They're called equivalent fractions. Okay? All right, I'm going to start a new page, and we're going to talk about reducing. Okay, so in the last video, we talked about in the last page, we talked about making fractions equivalent by multiplying. But this time we're going to reduce the fraction so that it becomes a smaller looking fraction. Because right now I've got 27/30ths, and I'm like, I don't want to split something into 30 pieces. I don't know how big that's going to be. So to make equivalent fractions from a bigger fraction, you divide this time. So we were multiplying, and now we're going to divide. So what number will divide both the top and the bottom number? Because you want to make sure that you get whole numbers in the numerator and the denominator. 3. 3 is going to divide both 27 and 30. So 27 divided by 3 is 9, and 30 divided by 3 is 10. Okay, now I think again, and I see if I can reduce it again. Is there a number that reduces 9 that also reduces 10? So is there a number that divides both? Is there a common factor? No, because 9 is divisible by 3, and 10 is divisible by 2 and 5. So this is a reduced version of this original fraction, but they're the exact same size. It's just this one is smaller, and me thinking about 9/10 of something is easier than me thinking about 27/30ths of it. Okay, let's try another. Actually, let's write the key takeaway for this one. All right, the key idea for reducing is when you reduce a fraction, you divide the numerator and the denominator by a common factor. Okay, remember back 2 weeks ago when we talked about common factors and what they are. So common factors are numbers that divide 2 or more different numbers, okay? All right, so I'm going to give you some try-its for you to try. And I want you to find at least 2 equivalent fractions for both of these. All right, so here are your 2 try-its, 1/3 and 8/12. There are infinitely many options for what you could do. I want you to find 2. Find 2 equivalent fractions. So take a second, pause this video, and find at least 2 equivalent fractions for each of those. All right, you're coming back because you already found 2 equivalent fractions for each of those. So here are some equivalent fractions I found for 1/3. I know that if I multiply 1 and 3 by 2, I get 2/6. I know I can also multiply by 3 and get 3/9. I know I can also multiply by 4 and get 4/12. I can multiply by 5 and get 5/15. So on and so forth. Maybe you came up with one that I didn't come up with. That's fine. 8/12. I know I can divide or reduce 8/12 so that it becomes 4/6, or it can become 2/3, or I can multiply it and it can become something like 16/24. Okay, lots and lots of different options for you to go with on both of those. All right, awesome job, you guys.